and she has been an activist for public transport for decades. And she has been the Mayor of Maribyrnong in Victoria. And to speak to us today, and please give her a very warm Hunter Valley, Newcastle welcome.
Thank you. This is my first visit to Newcastle, and what a crowd. It's fantastic to see you all here, and what a good cause to be out here rallying in support of. I can tell you, I'm from Melbourne, and in Melbourne, when I told people that I was coming up to Newcastle because they were planning to cut your rail line, they just said, "What?" They just could not believe it. It just doesn't make sense. I do want to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, the Awakabal people, and to honour their Awakabal? Awabakal, I'll get it right, Awabakal, and to honour their ongoing custodianship and connection with the land, and honour their elders past and present, and also the Hunter Region concerned citizens who have brought you here today. So a big round of applause for everybody who's here today. As I was saying, it just doesn't make sense. We've got lots of light rail and lots of trams in Melbourne, as you know, but there's a problem with trams. Everyone loves them, but there's a problem with them. They are slow. And trams work very well in addition to heavy rail. They go hand in hand. You don't have one and not the other. And I think if the New South Wales government has got hundreds of millions of dollars to spend on public transport, that's a terrific thing to do. And in fact, spending it on a tram line, if a light rail through the heart of Newcastle is a good idea, do it, but in addition to the heavy rail. You've got a heavy rail system here that is working very well, that needs to be improved, to have more services, to be faster, lots of opportunities to do that, to connect people better from Sydney to Newcastle and all the places along the way. Light rail is an addition to that and can really add to your public transport system, not this ridiculous concept of cutting it off. Cutting it off 4 kilometres from the centre of town, it's a bit like, imagine you were sitting in a gold class cinema and watching a film, and then 15 minutes before the end, they stop the film, and they send you into a side room and say, "You're going to watch the end on the black and white telly." It makes as much sense as that. It smacks of being a deal. It's not a plan, it's a deal. Before I was a senator, I actually worked as a strategic transport planner. And I can tell you, you would not have a transport planner anywhere in the world that would be recommending this. And in fact, you know that, because if it made sense on transport grounds, they would have shared the information with you. You would have had a planning process, you would have had all the documentation available, all the justification would have been made available to you, but it hasn't. And you know what that means. That means that they are hiding things. And I know you know a lot about that in Newcastle. You know a lot about that here in Newcastle. And so, I'm really, which is what makes it so powerful to have all of you here, because people power is the thing that can win out in the end. I want to finish by sharing you the story of the Victorian election just a fortnight ago, where we cursed out a government, and we cursed them out because they made bad planning decisions, and they made bad transport planning decisions in particular. They were trying to force an unpopular road through the inner city, and they were cursed out. And we elected 2 Greens members of the lower house on the back of those bad transport. And we've now got a a promise from our incoming Labor government, and we're going to have the Greens in both the lower and the upper house there to keep them honest. And they have promised that they are no longer building that road and that they are going to be investing the money in public transport. So you have got a fantastic opportunity. You are incredibly powerful. You have got a fantastic opportunity to make sure at your state election next March that you can turf out bad governments who make bad decisions. And you can elect people that will listen to you. And the time has come for your government to listen to you, to give you what you need, what you want in Newcastle. And that's public transport that works for you. And that's keeping the rail lines all the way into the centre of Newcastle.